Fel, I know I say it too many times that I'm excited to have people on the line, but this morning I'm going to be ultra sincere. I'm not excited. I'm absolutely thrilled to be looking at this beautiful face of this beautiful man, Mr. Aiden Grant, coming to us from South Australia, Adelaide here. Aiden, welcome to Rise and Shine. Lovely to have you on the show.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Yeah, excellent. I'm excited to meet you because we haven't got to chat before, but I have heard your podcast. So your podcast has Play Through Vision, songs that changed you. Yeah. And I remember seeing the title and thinking, what a great idea.
So you're our one listener?
That's right.
That's you.
That's me. Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're playing a humble card there, but listen, award-winning podcast, taking out one of the major awards at the Australian Podcast Awards last year. Songs That Change You, absolutely genius idea. And if I can be a little bit honest, you know, and behind the scenes, just for a change, you know me. Chatting to Aiden, Aiden is an absolute legend when it comes to radio in Australia, Christian, secular, anything. He won't like me saying this. He does an amazing job. He's one of my favourite talents in radio, and you know, has worked at you've worked at secular stations, at Christian stations. Currently, you're at Life in Adelaide. There, great Christian station in Adelaide. You've worked for, is it Nova, Kiss?
Yes.
Wow, you get around, Aiden.
Oh, don't say it like that. I'm not a commitment phobe or anything like that.
He's in demand.
He's in demand.
I've been sought after.
Yes, that's it.
Let's go with that. Go with that.
Totally. And I remember having a conversation, as you were entering, more fully into the world of Christian radio, that you're saying, listen, I'm not really great at having these Christian conversations with people. I'm not a in-depth Christian interviewer. I can't go there with this. I don't know every Christian song ever made. And we were having a different conversation about it. And the next conversation we had, you said, I've come up with this great idea, because the one thing I can ask everybody is, what is the song? You love to talk about music. You're a massive, passionate man about music, and you came up with a great podcast radio idea, talking to people about those Christian songs that have changed their life.
Yeah, I think, much like myself, many people struggle to talk about their faith. Like, it's not that you don't want to, it's just more that it can sometimes be tricky, and it's hard to get people to open up and stuff. But I think people can talk about memories, and people can talk about music, and the two are often married together. You hear a song and it reminds you of a time, and songs have been there at certain moments in your life that these interactions with God, these faith journeys have sort of begun. And that's sort of what the podcast and what the show is all about. It's that marrying of the two, music and faith, together.
It's such a powerful thing. It's one of my favourite podcasts, because I'm the second listener, other than Fel. I mean, the topics that come up out of these songs, oftentimes it's a song that has been there, that God has used in someone's lowest part of their life. Some of the themes that have come up, there's been poverty, there's been abuse, there's been, really hard times. And so you're getting these really, sometimes a very confronting story, being able to go into some really deep, dark places. But I love the fact that the songs, and you play out the songs there, it gives hope. It gives people a chance to go, you know what? God was there for me during all these times.
Absolutely. Do you have like a button that's like exclusive? Like, do you have an exclusive
I'm going to drop it in right now.
Okay. Oh, there we go. That was wonderful. Okay, so here's an exclusive for you. This is an episode that's coming out in 2 weeks' time, I think. But I just recorded it recently, so it's fresh on my mind. But I, for the first time, had two guests on, a husband and wife, and they were staring down the barrel of divorce. He had been unfaithful, and she was hurt, and their marriage was pretty much over. In the traditional sense, everyone would say, yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
And God spoke to her and spoke to him, and this road of healing began. And this 2 songs. They each had a song that sort of soundtracked that time.
Wow.
And they were like, God spoke to them through these songs. And obviously God uses multiple different avenues when you're going through something. You know, sometimes it's just opening up the Bible. Sometimes it's godly wisdom from, you know, a mentor, and sometimes it's a song. Like, God uses whatever he can, you know, he can use all things. And yeah, so their story and their journey is one that I was just shocked by. Like, I kind of knew. I do a little bit of research before I chat to people. But this was one that I was like, oh man, this is going to speak to a lot of people. A lot of people need to hear this, because, you know, you may not have, you know, been through cheating or things like that, but every marriage has been tested. Every marriage has, you know, gone through hard times that you've had to sort of work through. And yeah, this is just one story. Like, I hear incredible stories all the time, and yeah, they're all from different angles. I try and sort of get variety of different people on the show to share their story, because everyone's got a unique, special story that others can relate to. And it's really cool that how much people do open up and share. I feel very privileged.
I love it, because a song can play in your head and takes out what the devil often has playing in your head. So often you have doubt and fear and worry playing in your head. You put a song in and it takes that out and replaces it with good words from the Bible, or even just words of hope that you might not have playing elsewhere. I wonder, DJ, we might go to a song, come back, and Aiden, turn the tables on you and ask for a song that changed you. How about that?
Oh, it's almost as if we didn't pre-record or rehearse this earlier.
All right, Aiden, you've had some time to think. You know, you've had some time to ponder, and I just need to take this time to absolutely recommend songs that changed you, whether you listen to a podcast or you don't, whether you listen to it in the Vision app or you're listening to it however. Find it out there, subscribe and listen. It's an absolutely fantastic podcast. This new season that you're doing right now, I think you're getting better and better and better. Is there any gets that you want to get? Is there somebody out there that you are dying to talk to on the songs that changed you that maybe we can make happen for you?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd love to chat to people. Like, sometimes you think, oh, you want to chat to your heroes, you want to chat to all the people, but I kind of want to chat to people that have different stories to tell. And I think you guys had him on recently, but I would love to chat to Scott Morrison. I would love to hear his song and his story, because if I'm honest, I didn't love him as Prime Minister. I thought he wasn't one of our best, but he clearly has a faith.
Yes.
And I would love to hear the goings on behind the scene and what led to where he is, and hear about his actual faith journey in a more open way than he has been able to present previously.
Oh, that's
a great idea.
I like
I'd
that.
listen to that one.
All right, I'm going to go have a chat to the newsroom
I'm sure
upstairs.
DJ has inner contact.
Yeah, I'll call ScoMo.
Not a problem.
I'll call ScoMo. I'll send him a text later on. No worries at all.
He was hoping you said a singer or someone. You'd be like, yeah, I'm mates with him.
No, that's great. That's great. Well, it's time for you to give us a song that has changed you. What is a song that has spoken to Aiden Grant and has helped you in your faith journey?
I got 2 that come to mind. The title of the show is Songs That Change You, and it's often not just one. So what are you in the mood for? Something Australian or something American?
Oh, let's go Australian. Let's go Australian.
All right. I'm going to throw you a very kitschy song, but at the time it did speak to me. Okay. The song is Paul Coleman Trio, The Middle. Do you know the one?
Yes. Yeah, absolute classic. Absolute classic.
Yeah. Okay. So the story behind this song is that, you know, for those that know it, the lyrics are, sometimes I feel like I'm caught in the middle. I think it's not Christian enough for some and not dirty enough for others. And I hear this song, and still to this day, this is how I live my life. This is how I feel constantly, that, you know, in some worlds, I'm the most straight-laced conservative person in the room. You know, I'm the straighty 180, the good boy, the
they
good
apologise
Jesus
to.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in other rooms, I'm the most rebellious person there. I'm the one pushing boundaries, and I often struggle with that tension, that back and forth of both are me. Both are 100% me. I'm not living two lives. It's not a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sort of scenario, but it's just comparison. To some people, I am this, and to others, I'm that. And that struggle that we all go through, that song really spoke to me at the time. And it really kind of gave me permission to be like that, to go, yeah, that's okay. You don't have to be, like, it's okay to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there are other fellow weirdos like you and me out there, and we can support one another. Exactly. Well, on that note, listen, everybody run out there and download Songs That Change You. Aiden Grant, absolute pleasure having you on the show today. You're always welcome. The door is always open. But let's have a listen to Paul Coleman here. The Middle, the song that changed Aiden himself. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks so much, guys.